All right, what's going on, y'all? Hope you're doing good at home. Welcome to another episode of Athlete Insights with Peyton and myself. This is our second episode. Today we're going to be just giving you guys a rundown about how spring ball finished up. So we just had our spring ball game 2 weeks ago, I believe, right?
Yep.
We did that. We had a game-winning field goal to win it. We went on 4 for 4 on our field goals. Which was pretty sweet. The offense ended up winning 23-24, I think, maybe 22. So it was a pretty competitive game, just like last year. I think last year we also won on a game-winning field goal. But I'm going to give the mic to Peyton here to talk about how his spring ball kind of finished up.
Yeah, so pretty much about the last week of spring ball, I ended up getting mono. I wasn't feeling good, so I went to the doctor, got mono. So I wasn't allowed to play in the spring ball game, but looking at like the picture of the whole spring ball game, our offense, we really struggled in the first half. We just couldn't get anything going, and it was windy and cold out there, so we weren't throwing as much. And then halftime came around. I think the defense was up like 14 or so on them. They just kept stopping them, and then they just started slinging the ball because they got the wind behind them, and they started playing good. They were running good routes, making good plays, great catches and stuff. So another cool thing too is one of our receivers that was a walk-on. They gave him a scholarship after we all met up, so it was a really cool thing. He's been working hard. His name's Charlie Bump. You have to see him out there.
Great dude.
Really awesome guy. He took me in, honestly, when I went into the wide receiver room. So if you guys see him around, give him a wave and say congrats to him because it's pretty cool. I did not know he was a walk-on when I came here. He was like, this guy's one of the best players on our team. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he got a scholarship, and that was really cool. But overall, spring ball is a great experience here. I mean, I think I only ended up missing like 3 practices, which sucked. But during the time I was here, we had like 12 installs, and I learned about 150 plays, formations, motions, all that good stuff. So there's a lot to learn, but it was really fun, and I'm enjoying it here now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So for me, still a little bit more laid back. I'm at the punter position if you hadn't seen the first episode. But we really just, for me, I focused on my weight room goals because we don't do a whole lot of special teams in the winter or in the spring because it's hard to focus when we're so focused on the installs for offense and defense. The special teams kind of, I wouldn't say it gets like feathered out, but it's just not at the top of our priority because we hit it so hard during the fall, our fall ball. So I really just focused on my weight room goals. During Max Week, I ended up hitting new PRs and everything. I was able to break our school record for bench. I hit 310. And this summer, I plan on hitting 315, hopefully. I never stopped going up, but once I hit the record, I just stopped so I could save some energy for the rest of the lift. And then onto the spring game. It was, like Peyton said, super, super windy, which was not super fun in my aspect because for the first half, most of my punts were into the wind.
Yeah, and they went about 40 yards and 20 yards back.
Yeah, it was just awful. It was a long snapper, me, and then one returner went out there. And I pumped the ball. First one was honestly pretty good. And I was like, oh, this ain't going to be so bad. And then I swear to you, every time I stepped on the field, the wind picked up by about 15 miles an hour and like was blowing in my face so hard. So second half, I told Bresky, I was like, I didn't tell Bresky, sorry. I told one of the coaches, I said, if you guys get the opportunity, just go for it because it's pointless to punt in this weather. We're at the midfield position and just go for it every time. And they did, and I think they converted majority of them, which kind of showed that our offense is capable of converting under some pretty under pressure positions. And then second half of the game, we didn't punt at all. I don't think we hit one punt. We went 3 for 3 in the second half for field goals. Ryan Ewing, our kicker right now, hit 3 awesome field goals. The game winner was like 40 yards, I think.
No, it was a little further. I think it was like 45, 50 almost.
Yeah, it was a big kick. Pretty awesome for him, which propelled the offense into winning that game, like I said earlier. But that's pretty much how my spring ball finished up. It wasn't anything crazy. It's pretty cut and dry and simple for the elitists during spring ball. But
yeah, I mean, you still get like a 15-20 minute period in practice of it too. I mean, we did that every day during practice. It's not like it's just completely pushed to the side, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yep. So now that our spring ball's over, we've had some free time to ourselves. So this next month, we still are hitting lifts hard and everything. 4 or 5 days a week in the mornings, but we don't have practices, no meetings, nothing like that. So recently we've been hitting the golf course pretty hard. Peyton's kind of what got me back into golf. Last year I stopped. I think I went out once or twice
because I wasn't here. Man.
Yeah, Peyton wasn't here. He was over in Chattern, and so now that he's back, I've gotten back into it, and I'm pretty pumped for the rest of the summer because we've enjoyed these first 2 weeks of golfing. But
yeah, I've been out of the last probably 14 days, probably 10 of the last 14 days I've been out there playing. I mean, I just love it. Me and Derek are really average, honestly, but we try to think that we're good, and we go hit the range all the time together. We just go screw around on the course, man. We do scrambles with our friends and stuff, and just have fun. But honestly, how many years have you been playing?
I think I've been playing since my junior year of high school, I think.
So 3-4 years, both. About it.
Yeah, 6. I think going on to 6 years or something like that.
I'm only this is my 4th year now.
Yeah.
And I mean, the first time I picked up a club, I was about to throw it on the golf course when I went out there my sophomore year of high school. But it's been something that I've really just enjoyed going out and doing with my friends. And me and Derek have been going out, like I said, and we're going to continue for the rest of this month because we just have, like I said, lifting, and then we're finishing up finals this week. So it's not super busy. We just go outside and have some fun.
Yeah. And we also we're starting work here soon, but for this next week, we're so we're in finals week right now. So we've got, I had my first final today, and then I've got one tomorrow. But this week's kind of been our chill week. I'll probably go work Friday, but just to get some playtime in and just relax before, I honestly think the summer is the busiest time for me. That's when I've got the most going on. So having this week to kind of just like celebrate that we're done with school for the year. We finished up the hardest part of football, and now we can chill for a little bit. It's pretty awesome. This weekend we're playing in a fundraiser tournament for our women's golf team here at BH. Me and Peyton are playing on a team together with his mom and then my girlfriend. We're pretty excited for that. Hopefully, I really don't know how many teams are playing, and I don't know like the logistics of winning, but
what's the goal for us?
We're gonna try. I think we're gonna try and get top 5 hopefully. And
what do you want to go under?
Shooting 18. I think we should at least try to go under par. I think that should be our goal.
Like six under. You think we could do it?
I just hope we're under par. We'll see. But
here's the thing. So Derek can rocket a 3-wood.
Yep.
270 straight off the tee every time. Most of the time. My 3-wood, it's a struggle. My driver, you don't want to see me pull it out of the bag. So that's why we got my mom on the team. She can hit a drive like 250 off the women's tee and literally get us to 70 yards, 80 yards every time. So I'm just hoping I don't have to pull that thing out the whole time. And Derek's girlfriend, I've never seen her miss a fairway or miss a green whatsoever. So I'm not too worried about it. And we're just there for support, honestly. It's going to be fun, though.
Pretty much. Yeah, she gets to play for the women's tee, too. So normally during their tournaments in college, they play from the men's tee. But for this tournament, she gets to play from the women's tee with us, or with Joanne. And so we should be sitting pretty good when it comes to this tournament this weekend. So we're going to try and probably get out maybe tomorrow if the weather allows us. Friday I'll be busy, and then definitely Saturday, a little warm-up round before we play.
Yep.
We're playing at Elkhorn, but remember it's at Spears Canyon. It's just closer.
It's just golf, man. Yeah. It's all the same. Just hit it.
Exactly. But so then going into the summer, for me, I just work for my dad. We work 5 days a week. Our company's called Gravel Gods. It's a landscaping company that we've been doing. This is going into our 3rd year now. I just started up work yesterday, and Peyton has worked for us for
2 years.
2 years, and then last summer he was in Chattern, but this summer he's coming back. So hopefully we'll have him for a good amount of the time. But you also work for your dad.
Yeah, so my dad has his own landscaping company, and he runs a powder house pass up there by Terry Peak. So I work with him if he needs help on any projects, just running machines and stuff. And then I'm also with Derek and Gravel Gods all the time. So just bounce back and forth, but it's a good time. But we also have, people think like being an athlete, you just have your season and you're done. But it's more like you got fall for your season, you got winter conditioning, then you got spring ball, and then the summer's like what Rescue says the fourth quarter for us, right?
Yep.
You got to finish it out to get to the season. So we got 5:30 lifts every day but Wednesday, correct?
Yeah. Yep. We got 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yep. And then so our plan for that is wake up 4:45 around there.
Yeah.
Go to lifting, make weight. You still got to make weight in the summer, so you got to make sure you keep that up.
Yep.
So we'll do that, and then we'll go straight to work at 7:30, probably 7:30 to 5 every day, and then try to get some holes of golf in maybe if we're feeling up to it. But if
we'll
not,
see.
that's the schedule in the summer for me at least.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just pretty much the same. It's the summer's just a whole cluster of things. Like, pretty lucky to get free time during the week, honestly.
Yeah.
You're up so early in the morning that, like, when you're done with work, typically, we finish work around 5, but sometimes if the weather's nice and we're feeling it, we'll go till 8, 9 at night. But it's just when it hits night, typically we don't like to really do much. It's all about getting our rest in and relaxing because once the morning comes, you're gonna want to be well rested. So the weekends though usually just consist of hanging out, having fun, golfing, hanging out with friends,
go to the lake,
chilling. Yeah, going to the lake. 4th of July, going to the lake. Hopefully again this year, we'll see.
You still get time to do stuff. It's not like you're just completely hoarded. So like sometimes we'll have like player-led practices during the week too on like Wednesdays or Thursdays if everyone's feeling up to it or if we got people. So we'll do that. But then like an hour, it's not like we still get our time to do stuff, and it's our choice to work jobs too as well. So
yeah, because the NCAA rules is that during summer it's like a no contact, so we can't have coaches around except for our lifting, which is optional as well. But I mean, it's kind of one of those things that's like it's optional, but if you're not there, how are you helping the team?
Yeah.
So being there is your ticket to seeing the field. Really, if you're not going to get better during the off season, then there's just no point for you to be on the team. So that's just one of our things that BH has done phenomenally. Not to like compare anything but my last school, the retention rate in the summer compared to BH, it's night and day. I know that I think I was talking to Coach Cook, our lifting coach. The two teams that have the highest retention rate are Colorado School of Mines, in which they've been to the national championship and then the semis 2 years back to back. And they're super successful. And since the new coaching staff has been here, I believe our retention rate in the summer has been around 90%.
Yep.
We get so a lot of people go back home during May, and then June or July we have 2 sessions. Our June session is the earlier one, and then July is the second one. Most people come during June, but then we tell the freshmen that are incoming to come during July so they can still enjoy their last couple months being at their home and enjoying what it's like being at home. But some of them come during June just because they feel like they want to get a head start on everyone else, which I totally get. I knew some of our teammates before you're here. I don't know if they're still here, but a lot of them came in that first June session, and that's kind of what's turned on and switched the culture of BH. Because before we had this coaching staff here, we weren't winning games like we are now. I know we haven't had like a super breakout year yet, but I think this is what's leading us to hopefully making the playoffs and winning a game or two, maybe hosting a home playoff game, and then elevating our game to potentially compete for those big games like Colorado School Mines is currently. We came up with some team goals towards the end of the year. Were you there for that?
No, I wasn't.
So Peyton wasn't able to go to some of those meetings because of his mono. But we have a group of captains on the team for positions, and we had all met and we came up with some team goals that we wanted to hopefully hit our 3.0 GPA. That's always our team goal that we do every year. I think it's a good standard to have for our team.
We're really close to it too.
Yeah, we're super close this year. We hit it. I think we hit it 2 years ago, my first year here, but we didn't hit it this year, and so we really are going to try and hound on the grades this year and make sure that we're on top of that. And then we also, we just want to host a playoff game or make a playoff game. It hasn't happened in the D2 era since we've bumped up. So I think it'd be super, super cool for us to make the playoffs and potentially win, make a run at it, because it's just something that once that happens, this culture is just going to flip and we're going to continue to run with it, and our recruiting is just going to go out the roof. And I think that it could really be good for our program to have a season like that. We were really close 2 years ago, and we lost 2 games off 3 points, and that's kind of what stopped us from hitting that playoff spot. But this year, hopefully, it's my last year, so I want to make the greatest run we can at it. But
yeah,
I think it'll be good for the teams to come.
Yeah, so like I said, being a transfer, you don't really know culture too well. Like, you know the idea of it, but you don't really know what the team's like and how it's presented. But like I said, first week I got here and talked with Coach Bresky and Coach Cook, like in the weight room, you see people working hard, and you see all these people doing these great things out there, and the coaches aren't hounding on it. It's the team, it's the players doing it. It's not like it's the coach like, hey, you guys need to do this, do this, do this. It's the players trying to ignite the fire for the players, like the other players. So
For sure.
like I said, it's cool for me to see that too, just now getting here, and like just wanting to get better too as a team. Like all the quarterbacks, like I have a quarterback yesterday and tonight that texted me, hey, we're going out on the field tonight at 5:30. I was like, well, I can't make it tonight, but yesterday, hey, we're going out on the field. He's like, Friday, we're going on the field. Like, we want to get better. We're not just going to sit here and just, oh, it's break time. Like, we just can sit around and do nothing. Like Bresky said, the fourth quarter season's coming up, part of it. So we need to continue to work hard on that. And that's what I've really liked so far.
For sure. We preach being a player-led team. I know that the staff before, I don't know necessarily who they were, but I know a lot of the players on our team that were able to carry over onto the new coaching staff had said that they were a coach-led team, and coach-led teams, they can have a good history, but the best history, the teams with the best history are all player-led. And so that's something that we really focus on this team, because it just allows for so much growth in players to happen in them. And so, like, someone I give a shout out to is Ryder Blair. He just graduated this winter. He was on the team for the 2 years that I have been here, and so he's gone now. But one thing that he really instilled in me was not being afraid to tell someone when they're stepping out of line, or just saying something that like a coach would say, but being the player that says it. Like, it's okay to speak as a coach when you're a player, because you're not going to see progression from your team, and you're not going to build trust within each other if you're not able to hold each other accountable and be that leader on that team, because teams need leaders. Coaches are there to coach, not to lead. Players are there to play and lead. So I just think that having that capability to being a player-led team is just pretty awesome. It's good with our culture. So that's kind of a quick little rundown of our summer plans so far. Going on with football right now, we just recently had the 2024 NFL draft. We're pretty into watching the draft and doing predictions. I did a mock draft. I don't have like any list of it, but I did just like before every draft, I was kind of predicting who I thought was going to go and whatnot. But just looking at our reactions of the first round. So I don't know if you guys at home watched the draft or not, but first pick was the Bears. I think it was pretty cut and dry who it was going to be. We had talked about it for months. Caleb Williams went first.
Did you see it? I saw a thing on Instagram, and this dude bet $10,000 to win $100 that Caleb Williams would be the first pick in the draft.
That's
I'm
insane.
like, why would you risk that kind of money for that? But it was pretty obvious, I think, to everyone that's who it was going to be, though. But I think I don't know.
What does he bring to the table for you?
He's really athletic.
Yeah.
And at the games I've seen, he makes plays.
Yep.
But I don't know. I thought Jaden Daniels was better than him throughout the season. Like, I know it's stat wise. Obviously Jaden Daniels was better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Caleb Williams, he just had so many on. I feel like his last season at USC had so many on and off games.
Yeah, I agree. I just think
I'm not saying he's bad at all, like whatsoever,
Right.
but like I just think he had too many inconsistent games to where I thought that he could have maybe slipped in the draft.
Yeah, I think a lot of his stats were skewed from games that, like, I know there's a couple games I think he threw for 6 touchdowns. Like, that's amazing, but
Yeah.
like he wasn't stacking them like he had been in the previous years.
Yeah.
And for me, these quarterbacks, like, I think it shows when they come from a really like winning teams that make the playoffs. And what's crazy is the top 3 quarterbacks drafted, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams. None of them made the playoffs. Like, none of them, I don't think, finished in the top 10. I don't believe LSU or UCLA did, or not UCLA, sorry, USC.
No, they didn't.
But I still think that he brings a good
He's got a great arm. I can say he's got a great arm.
Yeah, like, I know people do compare him to Mahomes, but, like, I mean, let's be real.
Chris Collinsworth, Mahomes,
yeah,
like, you know.
He's not a Mahomes type guy, I don't think, but still. Second was Jaden Daniels. He was this year's Heisman winner. Caleb Williams was last year's, the previous year. I think Jaden Daniels is, like, who I'd compare him to would be kind of like a Deshaun Watson type guy, someone who's able to be super mobile but make plays like that. Caleb Williams is more of a just scramble out of the pocket and chuck it deep type guy, but Jaden Daniels was able to make plays on his feet. I think they had him as
I thought they had him as third.
Yeah, I think he was the most athletic, though, rated as the most athletic quarterback in the draft. Him or Michael Penix, I'm not quite sure. But
except he needs to quit getting hit. There was like a whole compilation of him like getting hit 6 times, just like a truck, dude, in college. I was
and that's kind of what Washington has struggled with.
RG3.
They don't have the greatest. Yeah, they don't have the greatest line. The last time Washington picked a quarterback at number 2 was a Heisman winner in RG3, and that didn't pan out so well. Moving on to Drake May.
I like Drake May a lot. I think he reminds me of Josh Allen, like a lot. Just how big he is in size. 6'4", 223 is what it says here.
Is that big?
Yeah, and he can.
A smaller guy.
No, he's got a rocket on him too. He can just make plays, throw anything. He just reminds me of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He's probably my favorite quarterback in the draft.
I think he's a boomer bust type player.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's not at New England no more, so I think that their offense is going to change quite a bit. So that's why I think that they were taking the best quarterback off the board no matter what. If it was Caleb Williams, if it was Michael Penix, if it was Jaden Daniels, I think that they were going to build their offense around a young guy. And so I think that whatever offense it's going to be, they're going to build it around Drake May and hopefully build it around him to succeed, because I think that's what's going to take for him to be good in the NFL, because I don't really think that the offense they've had these last couple of years is for him. They've gone through 3 or 4 different quarterbacks since Mac Jones, and they haven't figured it out.
No.
But 4th pick was Marvin Harrison Jr. From Ohio State, probably the most decorated receiver to be in the draft in the last at least 30 years. He's to the Cardinals. I think that he's going to a okay situation. He's got a great quarterback in Kyler Murray, but not like the best team overall. His O-line is just, it's not that great.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not super historically great overall as an offense. They've had better defenses, so I don't know. How do you feel about that?
He's insane.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison, like I said, there were some people trying to compare like Malik Neighbors, just saying because he's better than him stat wise and all this stuff. I'm like, well, you have the Heisman winner as your quarterback, first of all.
And Ohio State honestly had some.
They bounced between 2 quarterbacks the whole year.
Yep.
And dude, watching Marvin Harrison play, he caught everything thrown to him. He can go get any ball. It's just insane. And he's at, I think what it said, he's 6'3" too. Like, and he's got a 45-inch vertical or something. Like, this guy gets everything. So I like him a lot
for sure.
How about, can we talk about well, this is just an obvious question. What was the surprise of the draft to you in the first round?
First round.
Come on, you better get it right.
Yeah, it's Michael Penix.
Yeah.
So a lot of people on social media were talking about Penix, his age. I believe he's 24.
Yeah.
Which it's not that old. A lot of people were calling him out to be like some 28-year-old. Why would they do that when they just signed Kirk Cousins, who's 30? What's Kirk? 30, 35, 36?
Yeah, upper
something like
30s.
that.
Yeah, somewhere
Yeah,
there.
they signed him to a 4-year contract.
For 180 million.
Yeah, yeah, and they're like, if you've got your quarterback for 4 years, why get this guy?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. For me, I think if they can keep Penix there, he's going to be a type of guy like Jordan Love on the Packers,
Yeah.
where he's followed this elite quarterback. Some people may think Kirk is elite, some may not.
I do.
I think he's great. He
He's a
makes
good
good
quarterback.
decisions. He's got great stats for the last I don't know how many years he's been a top 10 in QB rating. I think he's just really good at being consistent.
Yeah.
And this Falcons team I think they're a quarterback away from making the playoffs. They play in the worst division in the
Yeah,
NFL.
yeah.
The Buccaneers, they had a 8-9 record last year. Yeah, it was 8-9, and they won the division.
Yeah.
Made the playoffs, and they won a game, and then they almost won their second round. It's like,
Baker Mayfield, baby.
yeah, we love Baker. So I think that I don't know how I feel that pick. It was weird. I was expecting them to go with either an offensive threat, like maybe dual tight end.
I thought they were going to take Brock Bowers, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say dual tight end, like
'Cause
Brock Bowers
yeah.
and what's his name, the tight end
From Florida.
Yeah.
I can't remember it. But yeah, those two would have been elite together. But
Yep.
when I saw Michael Penix on the screen, I was like,
Yeah,
you just spent 180 million on a quarterback, and now your
for sure.
first round pick is another quarterback.
Yeah,
And I love Michael Penix. Like, don't get me wrong. I think he had the best arm in the draft, just
Yeah.
like ball placement and everything wise.
he was my favorite quarterback. I'm a Denver fan, and I wanted us to get Michael Penix.
Yeah, so did I.
I was shocked that he was off the board that early. I didn't think Denver was even going to take a quarterback, but they did end up taking one. But seeing Penix go that early was, I know on their draft board they had him at true value around like 40, and then he went 9th or 8th, which was just insane. And then next was Roma Dunze at 9. We skipped a couple there, but Roma Dunze at 9, the receiver from Washington, paired up with Caleb Williams, probably.
Like
He
top
was
10 in the league already, right there.
Yeah.
Like duo wise.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I had to see a couple games, but watching Rome play this year was pretty awesome. Washington had a super, super good receiving core. They had Roma Dunze, Polk, and then
Jalen Polk, yeah.
AJ McMillan. Was that his name?
Yep.
Yeah, those 3 receivers, they all went in the first 5 rounds, I believe. So they probably, in my opinion, they had the best trio.
Yeah.
Not overall best receiver, but
I think Roma Dunze was like a really close second with Marvin Harrison. Like, he just reminds me of that like kind of player like that.
Right.
But I thought Marvin Harrison was better overall, but Roma Dunze is still a really good pickup for them.
I think he's super good at making plays. Like he was good at getting the ball in the slot and then making plays out of just open field and evading defenses. But
Yeah. So
my roommate, he's a Vikings fan. We told him, we were like, they're gonna pick JJ McCarthy.
we told him like 2 weeks before the
And
draft.
he's like, no, we're not. I'm like, yes, JJ McCarthy is going to the Vikings, whether you like it or not. And I wish JJ the best, but like, I wasn't super high on him because if you looked at the playoff game that he was in and then the national championship, they could have won the game without him. They could have thrown a receiver at quarterback. Like, it didn't matter. They ran all over everyone. I just don't understand the insane amount of hype behind JJ McCarthy. He won games, but it wasn't necessarily him. It was they had the number 1 O-line for 2 years straight. They had a solid defense, and then they had the best running back. He went first. He was the first running back to go, I believe. No, that was Texas's, but he was one of the first running backs to go. That was Blake Corum.
I don't understand.
I don't get it.
I'm just glad the Broncos didn't take him.
Yeah.
I mean, the Broncos can't really talk because of our quarterback room that was before Bo Nix was Zach Wilson, Jared Stidham, and Ben DiNucci.
Yeah. Yep. And now we've got Bo Nix. I'm kind of excited though.
I'm just so excited for it.
Yeah.
And then we got his adopted brother Troy Franklin that played with him at Oregon. Those two are together now in Denver, which is sweet. So I hope that turns into something.
He was also a steal. They got him at like
the 3rd round, right?
Yeah, it was like pick 70 something. And his true value was in the 40s or 50s, and he fell all the way down to them. So that was really, really cool to see. And then I think another weird pick for me was the Raiders picking Brock Bowers when last year they picked up Michael Myers.
And they need a quarterback.
Yeah, they picked up the tight end from Notre Dame last year, and then they get Brock Bowers, who is
He's
probably
a great player.
he's probably the best tight end prospect ever in the draft. From Georgia, he's got as many accolades as any tight end ever. He's the only tight end to ever win tight end, like the best tight end of the year,
Back to back, right?
just twice ever. So he's got like that accolade, which he's great and all, but
I think they need a quarterback because they got Aiden O'Connell and that's about it, right?
Yeah,
Because Jimmy G's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. But
Yeah.
I'm okay with Aiden O'Connell for another year because they gave him half a year. He was a rookie last year, so maybe he'll settle into things and prove that should be the starter. It's kind of like, in my opinion, a Daniel Jones situation, except they've kept Daniel Jones for 6 years now, and I don't know, he hasn't produced that great of teams, and so maybe Aiden O'Connell will flip it around. But moving on to pick 15
What was it?
was the first. So this was, I think, the most offensive draft ever in the first round. The first 14 picks were all offensive players. It was also the most quarterbacks ever taken within the first round. There was six.
Five of them, right?
I think there was six, wasn't there?
1, 2, 3. Oh no, there's six.
There's six. That's just never happened before. I don't even know if there's been five. But picking a defensive player at 15, the Colts got, I think it's
Latu.
Yeah, Latu.
Yeah.
An edge from UCLA. He was a transfer from, I believe, Oregon. He got hurt there and told him that he was never going to play football again. Then he went to UCLA, and it was a pretty cool story. And then he ended up getting picked as the first defensive player in the draft, which was kind of a shock to me.
I thought Dallas Turner should have gone ahead of him.
I thought so too.
Yeah, the Vikings got to steal with that.
Yep.
Do you see the Vikings head coach when they said they got Dallas Turner?
Yeah.
There's like a little clip. He was just like,
Yeah, he was
I thought it was
shocked.
kind of funny.
Yeah, he was not expecting to be able to get them. Who, I think he was a unanimous All-American, and I think I don't know how many sacks he had, but
He was all over the field though.
Yeah.
He was insane.
I think he was by far the number one defensive player in this draft for sure. And they got him at 17, and then Byron Murphy, a D tackle from Texas, at 16. I also thought at True Value was one of the top 3 best defensive players in the draft.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of a reach on Latu, but I think he'll still be a good player.
I think he'll be good.
Yeah, for sure.
I think why they took him is because I saw him talking on a podcast with was it JJ Watt or something, just talking about how his hand fighting so good that he doesn't have, even if he doesn't have the biggest size, he's just so elusive with his hands. That just what makes him stand out from everyone.
Yep. I think the Steelers going on to pick 20, then picking Troy, I think it's Fatanu.
Yeah, he's
from
insane.
Washington.
I think he was the best O lineman in the draft.
Yeah, he's a big Samoan guy who runs down the field and just runs over everyone he sees.
And I was watching a little thing on SportsCenter about his footwork. His foot quickness is insane. Like they showing clips of how he could have just gotten bull rushed and he just resets his feet so fast. Then it's impressive to watch because he's 6'4", 317, and he's moving his feet like a wide receiver. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's a great pick because the Steelers are obviously a running team.
Yeah, and then with getting Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, and they might be able to run some dual quarterback sets.
Yeah.
I don't really know what their plan is. I thought it was kind of a crazy. I guess they got Russell Wilson honestly for free. They just took him off the Broncos' hands, but they don't have to pay the 30. I think it was $33 million that Denver still owes on Russell. So they pretty much got him for, it was a league minimum they had to pay.
It was like $3 million or something.
I think it was less than that. I think it was $1 million.
No.
It was like $1.5 million or something. And then they took over Justin Fields' contract, which I think that's a great pickup for them. In my opinion, I wanted Chicago to keep Justin Fields and build off of him. Instead, they decided to part ways and go with Caleb Williams, which I don't know how much of a change that is. I just think you're getting a younger version of him in a way, except Justin Fields may be a little bit more prone to run, which isn't a bad thing. He's proved that he can make plays on his feet. But the Eagles, they've struggled with the secondary. They just lost. Who's the guy that just went back? Or I guess he came back to Philly. He was on Detroit. He was a cornerback. It was like Peoples Jones or
No,
something.
that's the receiver.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I know who you're talking about.
Yep. But he's one.
CJ Gardner Johnson.
Yeah, CJ Gardner Johnson. He was at Philly, left for a year, and then came right back after complaining about Philly. They go and draft a cornerback in the first round.
Keon Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was him, and then who was the other corner? Cooper DeJean,
Yep.
who was also.
He was an All-American, too.
Those two were rated as the top 2 cornerbacks, and the Eagles ended up landing both of them. So I think that.
Well, I think Cooper was. I'd say for me, Cooper was 3.
3.
Because I think the Lions getting Terrion Arnold, that he played with Kool-Aid at Alabama. I think I think he was number 1 for me. Like,
you think Terrion Arnold was?
Yeah, over Keon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean,
right?
Because he was shadowed by Kool-Aid, just because Kool-Aid McKinstry is getting all those looks and everything.
Yeah,
and that's what they talked about. But I think Terrion Arnold played the best out of that Alabama defense, and I think the Lions getting him on top of having who else? They have the safety he was a rookie this past year. They have the safety from Alabama as well. I can't remember his name, but
I know you're talking about
those two coming together. I think, like I said, Terrion Arnold was the best.
Yep. And then I also like that the Lions have. Do they still have? Oh, what's his name? The guy from Ohio State. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. But the thing about Quinion Mitchell, or is it Quinion or Kenyon?
I think it's Keon. I don't know.
Yeah, Keon Mitchell. He ran a 4.3, which. That's kind of why I had him so high. I don't know what Terrion Arnold ran. Let me look.
His Senior Bowl he wasn't even really like, I mean, he was obviously good enough to go to the Senior Bowl, but he wasn't like up there in the talks for anything first round whatsoever. Right. He just had an insane Senior Bowl.
Right.
And then he ran a 4.3.
Yeah.
And that got him picked.
Yeah. Terrion Arnold ran a 4.5, which I mean, that's fast, but like I think for a DV, I mean, that's not
excelling. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think DeJean ran a 4.4.
Yeah.
And then moving on,
can you want to talk about Xavier Worthy and how the Chiefs somehow got him?
Yeah, they finessed so the Bills had this pick, they traded down to 32, and then the Panthers traded the Bills for 32 to 33. They just swapped picks, but then they got another I think they got another 7th round and then a 5th round, trading away a 4th and another 7th. So Xavier Worthy, did he break the record for the 40?
Yeah, 4.21.
Yeah, they were really just bringing him back another Tyreek Hill into Kansas City, which to me is crazy. I think Tyreek Hill's a little more beefy, so he's a little less prone to injury. I don't know Xavier's history in college of what it was like for him, but he ran a 4.21, which is insane. He's 165 pounds, so I think that when he hits the NFL, they're going to put a little more weight on him, but downfield threat, that's insane.
Yeah, he's so... Like, his route running and everything is so quick. His feet are so fast. And then on top of that, with a 4.21 and Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be a little scary.
Yeah. They don't. And then they also brought in Hollywood Brown from the Ravens.
Yeah.
They lost, what's his name? Valdez Scantling.
Yep.
They lost him this year. And then Kadarius Toney, I think they cut.
Yeah. Couldn't catch the ball.
Yeah, he had some problems catching the ball this year. But bringing in Xavier Worthy and then Hollywood Brown, I think that they only elevated their Super Bowl roster, and I think they're going to be heavy favorites heading into the season next year for sure.
Yeah, and then Travis Kelce just re-signed too. Yeah. So
2 or 3 years?
I think it was 3 years or something like that. But I think I saw something that said the Chiefs are trying to build their roster like the Dolphins, and they literally have it, but like down to a T pretty much, but almost better, I think, in my opinion, just because quarterback play-wise.
I think the receivers over in Miami are better overall. I mean, you've got Jalen Waddle and Braxton Berrios and then Tyreek Hill, obviously. I don't know, who's your best receiver, Justin or Tyreek?
I'd say Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, probably, but Tyreek's a close second, like every time. Yeah. He had just under 2,000 yards receiving this last year, and so, I mean, he proves himself to be a guy every year that's going to almost eclipse that number and be a top 3 receiver. So I think that Miami might have a better situation over there for a quarterback, and then I think Kansas City has a better situation for receivers. Yeah. Because the quarterback play in Miami has been average.
Yeah, really.
Tua hasn't done anything crazy. Then another one was Nate Wiggins. He was like not even top 100 like prediction wise to go in like early rounds, and then he went out and ran a 4.28. He plays for my favorite college team at the FBS level, Clemson. It was pretty insane. He ran a 4.28. No one expected that out of him, I don't think, except for people at Clemson. That caught some eyes and boosted his draft stock by about, I think it was like 60 to 70 spots, and he was getting taken in the first round, adding to the Ravens roster. The Ravens really, all they need is some defense, and their defense is already solid, but like some DBs, safeties with Kyle Hamilton and then Nate Wiggins back there, I think they're going to be super, super solid.
Did you see, on top of like the Nate Wiggins pick, I just think the only thing that he struggles with is tackling,
right?
Which is something that obviously in the NFL is a little harder just because everyone's so much better and bigger. But his press man like ability and with how fast he is, he just smothers people. Like it's insane. So I think he'll be great on the Ravens.
And then did you see Ricky Pearsall coming up at 31? Like, did you think he was going to get picked this early? His true value at receiver was ranked 9, and he went I think he was the fifth. He was the 5th receiver off the board, and his true rank was 9. Did you see that coming?
Ricky Pearsall, aka Slick Ricky.
Yeah.
No, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, no, I think he's super good.
Kyle Shanahan can do anything with receivers, anything with an offense, and I just think what he saw in Ricky Pearsall was like, he's so dynamic. He can go get the ball from anywhere, and he played everywhere in college. Like in Arizona State, before he transferred to Florida, he played in the slot, and then he also played in the slot in Florida. But then they had him on the outside, and he's really he doesn't look like he's really fast or his routes are like that great or anything. He's just so smooth with everything, and he just gets open. He catches everything. So I think it was a great pick because I think they should have taken like Keon Coleman or something.
Right.
But I don't think that's like the kind of player that they wanted.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think they're building around a deep threat guy. Yeah. And they've got Ayuk and Debo.
Yeah, so I think like that's what was in their game plan, and that's what Kyle Shanahan wanted, which that's why I don't disagree with it. Like I think Keon Coleman's more athletic and better than him, but if that's not what their team needs, then I don't hate it though.
I don't know this for a fact, but he's from Chandler, Arizona, and I know that their quarterback Brock Purdy is from Perry. That's where he went to high school, which is just in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know if they knew each other, if there was some connection there, maybe. But I know that quarterbacks do have some say, in their first round picks when it comes to the receivers and who they want. So I'm wondering if he was kind of like, we should get this guy. It's obviously your guys' decision at the end of the day, but I think it'd be a good idea. I have been seeing the idea that the Niners might trade away Debo. Because he's got value, and his contract's gonna go up. And if Ricky is gonna be the guy that they want him to be, they've got Brandon Ayuk. He's their number 1 in my opinion. I think Debo's there too, just because I think Ayuk produces more on the field at receiver. I think Debo had his years, but Ayuk overall is their 1, and they could bring in really almost anything with Debo. A lot of teams are going to want him. I saw the Patriots they threw some offers at him. I don't know what it was. It just was that there was like sources breaking the Patriots have offered to trade for Debo. I think that'd be something the Patriots need too, because right now Drake May is lacking a receiving room. Yeah, he has no one. I don't know if I can name a receiver on that team. I guess he used to play for the Dolphins. What's his name?
I honestly don't know the receiving core.
Yeah, it's not much. And then last pick of the first round was Xavier Leggett. Have you seen any videos on him?
He talks. Yeah, he's just a Southern boy.
Yeah, you can't understand him. A lot of people thought he was from like the Bayou down in Louisiana, but he's just from, I think it's from South Carolina.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and he went to school at South Carolina. He was a 4th-year guy.
He's huge, dude.
Yeah, he's just
monster.
Like he's a DK type player.
Yeah.
Let's see here. How big is he?
6'1", 221 it says, and he still ran a sub 4.4.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Pretty similar to DK. He's a little shorter.
Yeah.
Than DK, but still, I mean, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And being at 221, that's pretty big for a receiver.
Yeah, he can just jump out of the stadium, and he's got really good body control, and he's fast, obviously.
He's got a 40-inch vert.
Yeah, I think he'll be great. I mean, obviously the Panthers struggled this year, like Bryce Young being a rookie and stuff, but I think it'll get better. I don't hate Bryce Young either. I think he's a great player. He's just got to develop.
Yeah.
And having Xavier Legette will help him. I feel like so.
Yeah. I think that he's a good pickup for their team, and they've just cycled receivers over and over and over. Like, it's just been receiver in, receiver out, receiver in, receiver out. I think they need to learn how to buckle down and trust the guy that they pick and keep him for, a couple of years and let him produce, because I don't see them getting any better than they currently are if they can't trust their guys.
Yeah. It's crazy that since Super Bowl 50, the Broncos and the Panthers have been the two teams to struggle the most since then.
Exactly. Yeah, Denver's the first team ever to win a Super Bowl, and then the year after not make it for 8 years straight. Now they haven't made it since Peyton Manning retired. So, and
the Panthers haven't obviously been great either. The past,
I don't know if they have made it either. I don't think they have.
So it's kind of just weird to see that. Maybe that's what just our super teams were, and now it's been rebuild time. But
kind of similar to the Rams. It's like the Rams won it, and then the next year, I don't know if they made it to the playoffs or not, but I don't think they did. But it's kind of one of those situations where they were super stacked, and then bunch of retires, bunch of trades, bunch of just leaving in free agency, and so
don't get as good at draft picks and stuff. And then
and the Panthers screwed themselves with Chicago.
Trading it,
they traded away their number one pick and DJ Moore for last year's number one pick, which was Bryce Young, which he's gonna be fine, I think. But giving away
DJ Moore,
you just gave away a number one pick that you could have had 2 years in a row, but nope. So the Bears really they got lucky out of this, and they're gonna have a pretty stacked offense. I think we'll get that here in a little bit, but we're gonna talk about the NBA playoffs. Last night we were watching a couple games. What did we watch? Phillies overtime game, right?
Yeah, that was Tyrese Maxey went for 46.
Yeah,
he was going. I thought the Knicks had it in the bag. They're up They're up by 6 with 20 seconds left or something. Then Tyrese Maxey splashed a 3, and then someone got fouled and free throws, and then Tyrese Maxey comes down, hits another shot, sent it to overtime. He just had a game. It was crazy.
Yeah, I told Peyton, I was like, I think the Sixers are going to come back. I want the Sixers to win the series.
It ain't happening.
I don't think it's happening either. But we're going to make a couple little predictions here. I know some of the games have. The series have been decided. We'll talk about those real quick to start with, just because they're already decided. But we'll start with the sweeps. So I think there was 2.
Yep.
We'll start with the Thunder. That was the quickest one. The Thunder have been great all year. You are a little bit more of a NBA buff than I am. I get really into it when it comes to the playoffs and the finals time. But I know that he's a top 5, I believe, in the MVP voting.
He's probably. I think he should almost. I mean, it's hard to say Jokic shouldn't win it again, but him and Anthony Edwards, been going crazy.
Yeah, they're the future of the league. I mean, them and then Jokic, obviously. Jokic is still young. He's only 28.
Yeah.
But, I agree. He's the future face of the NBA for sure.
And, the Pelicans didn't play him bad, but then when Zion wasn't playing, they just had no chance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw that. I knew the Thunder were going to win that series, but I thought the Pelicans would give a little more fight, because you had Brandon Ingram out there trying to do everything by himself, but I don't know. And then Clippers, Mavericks.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's tight right now. I think that the thing about the Clippers is they have Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook. They've got some more.
And Paul George, man.
Yeah, and Paul George. They've got guys in there who have been to these situations before, have been to the finals. Guys who have won it. I think the only guy in the team that's won it is Kawhi.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Russell hasn't won one, has he? He wasn't on the Lakers when they won it. Was he?
I don't think he has.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But they've got a guy who's won it. He's a great leader. And for me, I think that the Clippers are going to end up winning this. I think it'll probably go to Game 7.
I think it's tough just that the Mavericks, they can spread the floor so good, and they have Kyrie and Luka.
Yep.
And they both can score no matter what, and they can dish the ball anywhere. And Kyrie's still one of my favorite point guards.
Yeah, he's my favorite player of all time.
Yeah, he's so crafty with everything he does. He can score off anything, but I think the Clippers take it.
For sure. Moving on to the next sweep was the Wolves and the Suns. Man, the Wolves kind of look like the favorite to win it right now. They're playing super, super good. Anthony Edwards, his quote was, I'll kill anything in front of me. He just doesn't seem like he wants to lose. They're going to face Jokic and the Nuggets in the second round, but they just destroyed him.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards' favorite player growing up was Kevin Durant, and he just shut him down.
Just took it to
nothing. It was 4-0 clean sweep. That was it. Kind of like the Lakers last year. Didn't they get swept first round?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then down to the Nugs. Or do you have anything to add to that?
Well, dude, the Suns I don't understand them. Like, you have Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant on the same team, and you can't win a single game in the playoffs. Like,
It comes down to the bench, I think.
yeah, it's just sad. It's like you create like the super team, and then you can't even win a playoff game.
I mean,
like,
you compare it to like football, it's like having your rotational players are super important. That's almost the most important part of the team.
Yeah.
Is your starters are super important, but having those role players that can come in and serve for having 5 minutes.
It's like having a quarterback, like the best quarterback and the best receivers in the league, and then the worst O-line.
Right.
It's like you're not going to be able to do anything
with that. Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. That just really surprised me. But one of my best friends, he's a big Timberwolves fan, and he hasn't seen glory days in a long time. So I was KG. I've been rooting for him. So I think it was cool for me to see that. So
Lakers, Nuggets, is LeBron your GOAT?
No. Michael Jordan all day. I don't care what anyone says.
Me too.
And LeBron's gonna go to the Warriors. I'm saying it right now.
You think?
Yes.
I said that yesterday, and you thought it was crazy.
I thought it was crazy, but then I thought about it again, and I was like, dude, if he wants another ring, it's the perfect situation.
Yeah, just a bunch of old heads balling out.
Dude, Curry and LeBron on the same team, just not fair.
Yeah, it sounds pretty crazy.
I think he does it, but
yeah, his end of the game when they were interviewing him, they were asking like, did you think this could have been your last game as a Laker? And he was like, I'm not answering that.
Yeah, so that means he's leaving. That
or he's going to go and sign a 5-year and be 40-some years old and he was retiring. But,
well, dude,
I don't know.
They got the one ring in the bubble, and then they lose every year.
Sense. Yeah, I think it's been first round exit every year.
Besides last year was Western Conference. They lost the Nuggets. But
that's right.
Other than that, they haven't done anything. And I think he's ready for a change again. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen, honestly.
Moving over to the Celtics Heat, that's 3-1 Boston right now. I think Boston gets the next game. They're going to be at home, right? Game 5, they'll be at home. So I think they always win in the Garden. They don't lose very often there.
No.
So I see them. Wait, they play in the Garden, right? Or is that Knicks?
No, TD Garden.
Yeah, TD Garden. Yeah.
That's where they play.
Yep. I just don't see them losing. They've got Kristaps now, right?
Yeah.
And then Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
I don't see them losing either.
They're super stacked. I think they're gonna make it to the Western or the Eastern Conference Finals for sure. I don't know if they're gonna make it. We'll see.
But the Eastern Conference is just tragic to me, though.
Yeah, it's night and day between Western and Eastern for sure.
Like how you have I think the Timberwolves and Nuggets are. Obviously, they're top 3, but I think they're 2 of the best teams in the league. They're playing each other. Oh, Jimmy's not. I don't think Jimmy's playing.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's hurt right now. I saw the last
MCL.
Game. Yeah. So I think he was playing all year, and that's kind of what led him. They were a top 5 team, I think, and then once he got hurt, they kind of fell off. Which Jimmy's been amazing in his last couple of years, but
I just don't like how you have the Timberwolves and Nuggets playing in the second round, and then. These guys aren't going to have a hard game till the West or the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just weird to me, but I don't know. I think the Celtics take that one easily.
I agree. And then down to the Cavs Magic. I'm a Cavs fan because I didn't like the NBA until Kyrie Irving was drafted. He went to the Cavs, got traded, left, went to a couple teams. I decided to stick with the Cavs and the Bucks. I know liking 2 Eastern Conference teams is like a little weird, but I root for both of them. So I think the Cavs are going to take this one. They've got their next game will be away, but they're up 3-2. Statistics say they should win. I think that they will, but I think they're going to get stomped in the second round of the Celtics.
Yeah, I think whoever wins, that's just getting steamrolled.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell's he's been super great this year, but I don't see anyone getting past the Celtics in the Eastern, at least the upper side.
Yeah.
Bucks, Pacers, without Giannis and
Dame, they still won.
Yeah.
Somehow.
They won last night. So they were down 3-1, now they're down 3-2. I don't see them going 3-3 and then 4-3 and winning it out.
Unless they both come back, I don't see it happening.
They were predicting Giannis might come back second round, but it's like,
do you know what's wrong with him?
Oh. I don't. I feel like it's a knee, but it's just, what's such a big difference in the couple days between the second and first round? I don't know. So
yeah,
I'd like to see him come. If they had Game 7, I'd like to just see him come in and try and
tough it
propel him
out
to the second round.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
I think I got the Pacers taking it unless some magic happens.
Yeah, I agree, because I just think Dame and Giannis carry that team, and having Middleton and Pat Bev out there. I mean,
they had Patrick Beverly just scoring last night. I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah, we thought it was Drew Holiday and realized he was traded. But yep. And then down to the bottom, Knicks and 76ers. It's Knicks all day. I think.
Yeah,
Joel's not playing at 100%. So
yeah, I just think, I mean, Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid just carry that team on their back, honestly. I mean, they got help from Tobias Harris and Batum. But I don't know. I just think the Knicks, they kind of just sold it last night. But
they
they're gonna come out
had
with
it
the
in the palm
series.
of their hand, and they just
And Jalen Brunson, top 3-point guard in the league.
He's my number one right now.
He's insane.
Peyton's still with Curry, and I'm all aboard with Curry, but I think Jalen Brunson's stats just
not
prove
Curry
it.
this year, but
Yeah. I think
I give it to Shea over Jalen Brunson.
That's fair.
But
I just think that Shai's his support cast is a little better in the Thunder than the Knicks, but they've both done great things. Who do you have up in the conference finals over on the west side? Your guess would be the Thunder and the Clippers. I'm picking Thunder.
I'm gonna take.
I'm taking Clippers.
Okay, I'm taking the Thunder and the Clippers to go, and then I'm taking the Thunder over the Clippers, and then I'm gonna go out on a limb, taking the Timberwolves
Over Nuggets?
over the Nuggets and over the Thunder all the way to the finals. I don't care.
Timberwolves to the finals? I'm
Yes.
taking Clippers over Thunder, Nuggets over Clippers, and then Nuggets over Timberwolves, and then Nuggets over Clippers to the finals. And then over on the Eastern side, I've got Cavs, Celtics. I'm taking Celtics. I've got Bucks and Knicks. Not Bucks and Knicks. Pacers, Knicks. I'm taking Knicks over Pacers. And then I want a Knicks Timberwolves final.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I'm thinking that it's going to be a Celtics Nuggets.
Yeah. I agree. My East side looks the same.
You think Celtics make it over the Knicks?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I just think they're just so much better than them.
Who's crowned? Who's winning it? I got Nuggets repeating.
Timberwolves, dude.
Timberwolves?
They have to.
All right. Well, I've got Nuggets. You've got Timberwolves. So.
Yeah, let's just hope. That one's for you, Alec. That's the only reason.
And then our last little segment here. The schedule's getting released.
Do you want to just save it till we have the schedules released, or do you want to just put it out?
No, we can talk about it right now. I think we can talk about it once the schedule's released too. But the NFL schedule doesn't come out. There's no set date here in May yet, but it's coming out this May. But we wanted to just give a little prediction about our predictions for the upcoming NFL season, and then during season we can take a look, midway through at the end of the season when we're doing a podcast then, and just compare up to how our guessing was, because right now there's no information on who we're playing, so I just think it'll kind of be fun to throw it out. Yeah. So what do you got up top? AFC East?
Yeah. So I have the Bills winning it, even though Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Yep.
And they just got some more weapons, and he's gonna have Garrett Wilson again. I still have the Bills winning it, going 11-6.
Yeah.
And I have the Dolphins just find a way to always just not do anything good towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I have them going 10-7.
Yep.
Then the Patriots 9-8. I think Drake May can do something with that team, but then
That's crazy.
I think Drake May can do something. But then I have the Jets going 10-7.
All right. So for me, I did all mine in order. I've got Dolphins winning it again. They lost it last year. Bills ended up winning.
Yeah.
I've got Dolphins going 11-6. Bills going 9-8. Jets going 9-8, and Patriots going 3-14. I just don't think the staff and the support that he's got over there is going to help Drake May that much. I think he's great, but let's be real. He has to play Tua in the Dolphins twice a year. He has to play Aaron Rodgers in the Jets twice a year, and then he has to play Josh Allen in the Bills twice a year.
Yeah, well, Josh Allen has to play Drake May twice a year.
Yeah,
Think about that.
I guess so, but I just don't see.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone like 8-9 or 7-10, but screw it.
That's one of the divisions where I think they can be really good or just not good at all.
That division's so tough now, though, just because Aaron Rodgers came over.
Yeah, except for the Patriots.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. AFC North next.
Steelers are gonna barely squeak a 500 record again, as they always do with Mike Tomlin.
Yep. I love Mike Tomlin. I think he's one of the greatest coaches ever. I love him.
Standing in front of people returning the ball, yeah. Bengals come back here 10-7. Browns mediocre. Did they sign Joe Flacco again, or what did they do?
No, they got Jameis Winston, and then they have Deshaun Watson. Yeah,
Deshaun Watson.
He just took too much time off.
Yeah. Well, didn't take. He got a little trouble.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I wanted to put the Ravens at 14-3, but I put them at 13-4.
Gotcha. I like that. I think the AFC North is the toughest division in football. I heard some guy the other day trying to argue that it was the NFC East, being the Giants, Commanders, Cowboys, and Eagles. That's a great division, but you've got the Commanders and Giants in there. Those teams, they're not good.
No.
The AFC North last year, everyone had 500 and better records. I've got Ravens winning it, adding Derrick Henry, and then drafting a cornerback, a legit cornerback. I've got them going 12-5, winning it, and then Bengals second, going 10-7. Then the Steelers just squeak in a 500 record like Peyton, going 9-8. And then the problem with the Browns, their defense is probably a top 3, but in the NFL, you got to score points still.
Yeah.
And their quarterback situation, unless
Deshaun Watson can come back,
figure it out, or Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
I hope they throw Jay Boo in there. That's my boy. I hope they throw him in there and he can go throw some touchdowns and get a winning record. But I got them going 8-9. I still think that they're going to be great and finish with a decent record.
Yeah.
Next we can go AFC West. This is our division. The Broncos are in it. What's your little breakdown?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
My poor Broncos. This is the best record I'm giving us is 7-10. But I really wanted to put 5-12.
Jeez.
I just don't see it happening.
Yep.
I know we got a new coach and then we have a new quarterback again.
Yep.
And I don't know if we signed anything for defense-wise or anything like that, but I just don't see it happening, which sucks to say. But then I got the Chargers just 5-12. They're not going to do anything.
No?
Not even with the new coach, no. It's not going to happen. Raiders going to keep their 500 record at 9-8 or above 500.
Yeah.
Then Chiefs are winning it, going 12-5.
Got you. For me, I picked the Chiefs to win it again. I think they're heavy favorites to win it all. I got them at 13-4. I think that they got 6 conference games. They'll probably win at least 5 of them. The Raiders seem to always squeak one out on them every year. Denver they didn't beat them last year, I don't think.
The Chiefs?
Yeah. No, the other, is it 16 or 0-16 against them in their last 8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't beat them, I don't think, since Peyton Manning's left.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I've got Denver going 9-8, going second.
I hope.
Yeah, me too. I think what they've got going on is good. The coaching staff's good. They've made the right choices in the offseason. They get a lot of hate, but I think they're gonna be all right. I got the Raiders finishing 8-9, and then I've got the Chargers going 7-10. I think that Justin Herbert's still a great quarterback.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. I love him too.
Yeah, he's a top 10. A lot of people try to say he's top 5, but I don't think he's top 5 in my opinion. He just hasn't. He doesn't have the wins. He's a 500 QB since he's been in the league. I think his record is 500, and he just hasn't proven to me that he's 500 or top 5 quarterback. But he has flashes of being a great quarterback.
Yeah, and they also traded Keenan Allen to the Bears. So.
Yep, Keenan Allen's gone. Then Mike Williams went to the Jets.
Yeah.
They've got a tight end now. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they don't. Sorry, Joe Alt. Raiders got Brock Bowers.
Who's their big tight end though? Number 7.
Oh, Gerald Everett.
Yeah, they got him still.
Yeah, I think
he's a great tight end.
Yeah,
but
for
other
sure.
than that, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I agree. Moving over to the NFC.
Oh, we forgot the South.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shoot, AFC South. This is, in my opinion, one of the divisions that's kind of getting better. It's really young right now.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of young quarterbacks. The Titans now have Will Levis starting because Ryan Tannehill, I think he was cut. I don't know. Did anyone sign Tannehill? The Colts? No?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if anyone signed him yet. But I've got the Texans winning it, going 11-6. CJ Stroud, he's got a stacked core over there now. They picked up Joe Mixon at running back. Who's a great running back. And then they've got Tank Dell. And then they just traded for Stephon Diggs. And then also, what's his name?
Sketch.
Right?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, their third receiver. What the heck's his name? Gosh, no.
Oh, from Ohio State. No, he's from Michigan. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. But Texans, I've got them winning it just because of that core right there. And then their defense is pretty good. But they score a lot of points with CJ Stroud.
Nico Collins. Yeah, he's
yep.
good.
Yep. And then I've got the Colts finishing second, going 9-8. I think the Colts will make the playoffs if Anthony Richardson can stay healthy, not get hurt this year. He's a dog.
Yeah, he is.
He showed it last year. He showed potential of being the best quarterback in the draft, and then he ended up getting hurt, which was sad to see. Then next I got Jaguars going 8-9. I'm a Clemson fan, so I root for Trevor Lawrence every year. He's probably the greatest quarterback to ever play at Clemson, and he's been great in the NFL.
You think over Deshaun Watson?
Yeah. I went to the playoff game with Deshaun Watson, and he was amazing, but I think Trevor Lawrence just trumps him. I think he's so good, man. He was a top 3 pick for a reason. I've got them going 8-9 though, just because the quarterback's not going to win you everything. The Jaguars lost not Calvin Ridley. Sorry. I can't remember who it was. They lost the receiver. And
there's been so many trades, dude. I can't keep up with
them. They don't really have anyone to catch the ball this year, so I've got them going 8-9 for that. And then the Titans going 5-12 because lost Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill wasn't much, but Will Levis, I don't know if he can do much without him. They just signed Calvin Ridley to a 4-year, $93 million deal, or 94. I think that was a fleece for Calvin Ridley. I don't think he's worth that at all. I much rather would have just drafted a rookie receiver and banked on him instead of having to go for a guy who's been in the league for, I don't know, 6 years now, and he's been good, but I don't know. It's just not worth the $100 million to me.
Yeah, so. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think so. I got Texans going 13-4. I just have them just breaking out this year after the year they had last year. Colts going 10-7. I think they're gonna make a playoff run, and then Jaguars. I put 9-8, but I think 8-9 honestly. And then I have the Titans 5-12 as well. I don't think they're gonna do much.
All right. Well, that's our AFC division. Who do you got winning the AFC Championship?
Texans.
Texans. I got Chiefs going to the bowl again. Going over to the NFC. We can start with the NFC West if you want.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cardinals 9-8.
Yeah. Whoa. Really?
Yeah, I think.
Why?
Marvin Harrison. And Kyler Murray finally having someone to throw to. Dude, I didn't know what to do I don't watch the Rams play football ever since they won. I put 10-7, but I don't even know if that's good.
Well, I mean, they got great receivers, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua.
Yeah, I put 10-7 just because of those, just their offense.
Stafford's
but Aaron Donald retired.
Yeah.
But Matthew Stafford's great, too.
They drafted a D tackle, I think from BYU maybe. I can't remember where he was from, but he was apparently a big steal in the draft, and he's a D tackle coming to fill Aaron Donald's spot, which is kind of... That's a lot. You
can't really fill that spot.
Those are big shoes to fill, but I think he'll do a good job coming in for him.
Then I have the Niners going 13-4.
Okay.
And Seahawks going 9-8.
Got you. I think that I don't have the Seahawks winning it, but I have them going 10-7, but I think they could end up going 12-5, and the Niners could end up going 10-7. I think what's holding the Niners together is their defense.
Yeah.
It's just so good. I've got them going 12-5 because of their D, but I don't know. If Purdy can repeat what he did this year, they'll be fine. Seahawks just traded for what's his name? Quarterback from Washington, not Sam Ellinger.
The other dude from UNC.
Yep. Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Yep. I got Sam Howell. A lot of people didn't really keep up with him last year, but he was leading the league in receiving yards with
passing yard.
Passing yards with dudes who I couldn't name.
Yeah. No, he was on my.
Curtis Samuel was his number one receiver, and he was leading the league in yards. Like,
yeah, I had him on my fantasy team because it sucked. I had Aaron Rodgers first, torn Achilles, and then I had Kirk Cousins, torn Achilles, and then I was like, I'll pick up Sam Howell, and he did perfectly fine for me.
Yep. And then I've got Rams going 9-8. I just pretty average, and then Cardinals going 5-12. I don't think they turn around things too drastically. Yeah. Then going up to the NFC South, Falcons just picking up Kirk Cousins. I think they're going to end up winning it, their division, going 10-7, with the Buccaneers following, going 9-8. Saints going 6-11. I think we could see Spencer Rattler maybe getting some game time if Derek Carr isn't doing what coaches want him to and not winning games. I think it might throw the rookie in there. And then Panthers going 4-13. Sorry, but I just don't see their team turning around yet. It's just they could be like the Texans though, and find their guys. That's how Texans were last year. They all of a sudden just found their guy and they were super good. So I mean, it could happen.
I got Saints 5-12. Don't really see it happening there. Panthers 4-13. Also don't see it happening there.
Yep.
Give me Baker Mayfield 10-7. I love that guy. And Falcons 9-8. I want to say 10-7, but I mean I obviously love Kirk, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I get that. He's going into an offense or just a team that hasn't seen a lot of success in recent years. So I mean, totally I get that.
Yeah.
Going up to the NFC North, the Lions, man, I think they're going to go 13-4. They're so good, and I love their coach Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
he's just a nose to the grindstone type dude, and I really like the style of play they've got. Amon-Ra is probably my favorite receiver in the league right now. He was my fantasy fleece last year. He was just awesome. Then the Packers going 9-8. Jordan Love's been super good, but their offense is iffy. They lost Aaron Jones, but they picked up Raiders running back Josh Jacobs, which was a good pickup for them. And then they've got some young receivers, guy from NDSU, Christian Watson, and then Jaden Reed. So I think they'll be all right. They've got some dudes, and then the Bears going 8-9. I think.
And they got Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, they do have Tucker Kraft, the South Dakota State boy himself, a guy from the East River. And then the Bears going 8-9. I think they've got the system and they've got the players for it, but
you don't see it happening.
I don't know, not quite yet. It's just all my faith is in the quarterback right now, and Caleb Williams. I don't know. I got to see it first, so we'll see. Yeah. And then the Vikings. They were super good these last couple of years, but I've got them going 6-11. Sorry, JJ McCarthy, but sorry to my roommate, but they're finishing last in the division.
Yeah, so I have the Bears long shotting a 9-8 somehow. Yeah. I have Lions winning it though, 11-6. Gotcha. I just think that playing in the NFC North, just divisional games are so iffy, honestly. Yeah. So I have them going 11-6. Vikings, I have them going, I want to say 8-9, but more 7-10 ish. Yeah. And then I have the Packers going 10-7. Gotcha. I think they can do what they did last year.
For sure. I think the Packers could win it if they figure it out. But I agree. And then NFC East, I've got the Eagles winning it at 12-5. They picked up Saquon. They picked up better DBs. They didn't lose receivers. They still got Devontae. They still got A.J. Brown. They still got Dallas Goedert. I mean, they've got their dudes. Yeah. I got the Cowboys going 10-7.
Choke artists.
Yeah. They do super good every year at the beginning of the year, and then they just fall apart.
I hate the Cowboys, dude. I can't stand them.
And then the Commanders going 6-11. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be the answer to that team. I hope. But just it's going to take another year. I think they need some more weapons for him. And then the Giants going 3-14, and then finally saying we're done with Daniel Jones. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. He's been there for 6 years now, and I don't understand how they keep sending him back with these big deals because he hasn't been. He hasn't been that guy.
Throwing dimes. Yeah.
No. He was Danny Dimes for a year, but he's been not Danny Dimes these last 5 years, in my opinion. So
Jerry Jones needs to get out of the Cowboys organization.
Yeah.
I have them all going 11-6.
Yeah.
which is, I hate to say it, but they always do good in the regular season.
Right.
And they have CD Lamb.
I heard
Giants-
they might sign Zeke back.
And I heard that too. I don't know. I don't think that'd be like much of a difference.
Yeah, I agree. They did
Because
lose
Tony
their-
Pollard's just fine.
Well, no, they lost him.
I know, but what I'm saying,
Yeah.
when he played there, he was. I think he played better than Zeke did.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
not when Zeke was on the Cowboys, but Zeke's past couple of years, he
Yeah.
played a lot better than him. So,
Yeah.
I have them going 11-6. I have the Giants going 5-12, which is also a stretch.
Yeah.
Maybe more in the 4-14 or 4-13 range.
Yep.
Eagles winning it 12-5.
Yeah.
They like you said, they have a great team, especially with signing
Yeah.
Saquon.
Just overall,
And people want to
super
hate on
good.
Saquon when he never had an O line and the organization didn't help him out with the team around him. So
I agree.
I don't care what anyone says about that.
My team coming out of the NFC is going to be, I hope the Lions. I want to pick the Lions right now. And then I think that the Chiefs are going to repeat, and we're going to see Mahomes get his
Third in a row.
third ring. Yeah, third in a row, fourth overall ring though, right?
Yeah, I won't. Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
he's
sure.
won 3 rings now.
Yep.
Yep. Isn't that right?
Yep, it is.
So I think he'll get his 4th ring. A lot of people don't want to see it, but I like seeing greatness, and I think that they're great. So,
Yeah.
what about you? Who's winning it this year?
I have the NFC Championship being Niners Lions.
Yep.
Dude, I want to pick the Lions so bad. I'm gonna say Niners though.
Yeah. A repeat of last year's
Yeah,
Super Bowl?
honestly, dude. But unless the Bills beat the Chiefs like they should have 2 years ago,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the Bills. I'm not a Josh Allen fan.
I love that guy too. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I think for right now, from what I see, it could be. Or I picked the Texans. Actually, my bad.
Yeah,
I think Texans 49ers right now,
got you.
as far as I can see. So
All right. Well, those are our picks for the upcoming 2024 season. I think maybe in a couple months, when the season's midway through, we can pull our picks up, put them on the board for you guys to see, throw a comparison of what the season's looking like, and
see
just
how bad ours were.
See how bad or how good some of our predictions were. But yeah, I think that's gonna close it up for this episode of our podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you guys got any comments, questions, you can totally drop them down in the comments. We are open book. We'll talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Just shoot us a question. If you guys have any personal questions, you can text us on our Instagrams.
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll be
we're-
putting our podcasts out. We have them on Facebook and stuff. We put them out there. We'll put the links in our Instagram bios and stuff. If you guys want to go follow that.
Yep.
And then just make sure you subscribe to our channel too as well. That helps get our name out there more and talk to people about our videos. And we're gonna try to have some of our teammates come on here and talk football with them and have fun with that. So
Yeah, we're talking about maybe starting an Instagram for our podcast and going around interviewing some people. If you guys want to shoot us some DMs, if we do start that up, just let us know in the comments if you think that'd be a good idea. And yeah, pretty much thanks for watching. If you guys, like you said, got any questions, let us know. So
appreciate it, guys.
Yep,
Thank you.